they were happy to see us. Nick's mother had been cooking up a storm, and Eddie said goodbye and went to New York City where his parents lived. And the idea being that he would pick us up for the return trip after the vacation was over. So they made us very comfortable, and as I say, the baby was very well behaved, and they were just so thrilled to see their grandchild. And they already had Janet, but
they already had Tommy too.
Yeah, and
Tommy
anyway,
was older than I was.
Anyway, Nick's mother had made shish barak, which is a very complicated Lebanese dish, and it's made with kibbeh meatballs, which are hollows. They've got the pine nuts and chopped onions in the center, but you make a kibbeh ball and put the stuffing in, and you boil it in water. It gets hard. Then the shish barak has little dumplings in it, which are pieces of dough with, again, lamb and onion stuff. And that's cooked in hot water like the Italian gnocchi. I don't know how you say it.
Gnocchi.
But then it's all swimming in a broth of Lebanon. And it's very difficult to get all these elements together. And then when it's finished, I don't remember what, I think the spice is kizbra, which would be, anyway, this is a difficult dish. Then you eat it with rice besides. So you've got all these elements. And it's very heavy. So Nick was thrilled. We just loved it. It was wonderful. So we had a nice evening. We went to bed. And the next day we got up and, of course, had breakfast, started what we were doing. And about noon, a taxi, we were on this hill, which is, their house was on a hill. You could look down into the street. And a taxi pulled up at the bottom of the stairs. And Mr. Gehshan got out, started walking up the stairs and wobbling up and down the stairs. Of course, he was having a heart attack. So he got in the front door, gasping for breath, and somehow stumbled down the hall to the back bedroom and collapsed on the bed. And Nick's mother, I don't know, he was gagging. Nick's mother ran and got a basin, and he threw up. And I went to get a cloth or something, and he died.
Wow.
Right there, right in front of my eyes. So, of course, that was...
Where was Daddy?
He was in the house someplace, or maybe paying the taxi driver. But that was how our vacation started. So, of course, all the arrangements had to be made, and everybody would come to visit and talk and sit. And we had to supply them with coffee, but they'd come to visit. And take their coats off and flop their coats on an empty bed in the middle bedroom. So while we were sitting in the parlor, and all the relatives came, and everybody came to sit with Selma, everybody was so shocked, didn't know what to do. Thieves broke in through the window and stole every pocketbook, every wallet that was on the bed.
Oh no.
So we lost everything. Nick and I lost our driver's licenses, and actually we had tickets. I think the arrangement was we were going to take the train back. I don't know why we weren't going with Eddie. Lost our tickets to return to Ithaca, our railroad tickets. So that was bad, and of course we had to go through the funeral. And there's a lot of, with the Middle Eastern people, the women wail. There's an awful lot of carrying on, which the Americans don't do. They don't shriek and scream and wring their hands. It's like, but anyway, that was bad. That was a bad start for our wedding, our marriage. But we got back to Ithaca and things. But then we were worried about Mom living alone, and of course, Mitchell lived upstairs, and he was having some hard times, so he was unable to work. He was ill, and they were suffering. So I think we may have helped them. Nick might have helped them with money if he could. But anyway, that was how the our first Christmas was. Second Christmas, I think by then, let's see.
Well, that would have been second Christmas.
Mm.
Wouldn't that have been second Christmas because you were married in July of 46?
First Christmas, my mother had bought the car for us, so we did go to the Brant.
47, I was born. I was 2 months old, and that's when Grandpa Gehshan died.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So third Christmas, what happened?
I don't remember. Oh, this is bringing back I know that when we were living in Ithaca, we never had a tree. I don't think we ever had a tree. Or we usually went someplace for Christmas, didn't we? But that's always a bone of contention, because where do you go? Whose family do you visit, or whose family do you visit? And if you don't do it right, one or the other's going to be mad.
So let's go back to Croydon.
Okay, Croydon. Oh, he was in Philly, coming back to get me or visit me and visit Gloria. And then he decided that we had to have a place to live, to get out of Brooklyn.
But how is it? Did you like living in Brooklyn with Selma?
Not much. It was okay, but what my routine was that the ladies in Brooklyn, this was Aunt Millie and all of them, they get up, they do their work, they get the kid all dressed up. They have a baby carriage that is festooned with every crocheted, knitted, gorgeous cover, and the pillows and the whole bit, and get the kid dressed up really cute and go walking on the avenue. On the avenue. So that's what we did. Every day you get the baby dressed up, nice and warm and snuggly. This is good for the child. Fresh air. They're going for an airing, and you go walking, you look in the windows, you see something you might like, or you might not like it, or you couldn't afford it. But that's what you do with the afternoon. Then by the time you get back, it's supper time. You got to feed the baby, bathe the baby, put the baby to bed. And of course we didn't have television. Remember that.
Don't forget you didn't like it in the morning when they sat around in their robes.
Well, they
morning
took a while.
Drinking coffee.
Oh, yeah, they took a while because Mitchell didn't. For a lot of the time, he did have a job. Sometimes he didn't have a job. But we'd get up and just drool, and Tommy would play with Gloria. And yeah, we just sit and watch out of the window and watch the bus stop and the kids go into school, and just. And whereas I like to get up and get moving, and Aunt Mary would have to walk down all those stairs, and they didn't have much money, but she'd come back with the most wonderful rolls from the bakery. She didn't have enough money, but she would buy just one stick of butter and one container of heavy cream for Uncle Mitchell's coffee. And boy, that coffee was delicious, and the rolls were wonderful. But then eventually we'd get moving and get on with it. But I was glad so then Nick searched. The light is blinking, so I think that.
Okay, let's stop.